The following program may contain coarse language, violence, nudity, mature subject matter, or scenes which may not be suitable for all viewers. Viewer discretion is advised.
All Hit Radio.
Welcome to the X Zone, a place where fact is fiction and fiction is reality. Now, here's your host, Rob McConnell.
Welcome back to the X Zone. I am Rob McConnell, coming to you from our broadcast center in our studios in St. Catharines, Ontario. And we're coming to you tonight around the world on the Talkstar Radio Network, Mutual Broadcast Network, X Zone Broadcast Network, and Channel 32 on Simul TV. Our guest this hour is Patrick Zakhm, and we're going to be talking to Patrick, who is a paranormal investigator, psychic detective, soul communicator, and much more. Joining me now from Madagascar is Patrick Zakhm. And Patrick, welcome to the X Zone.
Thank you. Hello. Thank you for having me.
It's my great pleasure. Tell us a little bit about yourself, Patrick.
Well, I've always been interested since I was a child. I was very curious, and I was very curious, trying to understand things around me, and I would build things from nothing. And as I grew older, I became aware that I can pick up people's thoughts, but I didn't give it much attention. So as I grew older, and I became more interested in the paranormal, and little by little, I started into ghost hunting. Then things developed over time. I became more sensitive. I could see ghosts. I could see communicate with souls, like that.
So you've been a busy person.
Yeah, since I was a kid. Yeah.
Now, the name of your website is MontrealParanormal.com. Are you from Montreal?
Yeah, no, I'm French. I grew up in Montreal.
I see. Whereabouts in Montreal did you grow up?
Yeah, in Saint-Michel.
Saint-Michel.
Yeah.
That's I'm originally from Montreal, so it's nice talking to a fellow Montrealer.
Yeah, it's a pleasure. Yes.
As a psychic detective, Patrick, what do you do?
Well, I similar to detective, homicide detective, but I use my abilities to read what the surroundings, to pick up things from people when they talk. Because there is, for example, when there is a murder, there are traces left behind in the spiritual plane. You can sense it, you can read it.
Right.
And when someone is talking, when he's honest, you can read that if he's honest or if he's lying. You can pick up many things from people. And also I communicate with spirit guides all the time, and they show me images, and very, very high definition images. So they communicate their answers in imagery forms. Then I can also communicate with souls who have crossed over, who've been murdered, and I can get information from them.
How did you get into all this? What was the story that or what happened with Patrick Zakhm that made him follow the career that he is now with as a psychic detective and soul communicator? What happened?
Yeah, I've always been interested. Then little by little, I started visiting haunted sites, and the first one was in London, England. The house is very, very haunted. It's called the Charlton House, and this is one of my first experience there. As I went the second floor, I entered the room. The moment I got inside, I automatically felt two ghosts, one old and one young, and the older one asking the younger one, "Who am I?" Just like that. I was picking up what they were thinking. Then little by little, I started visiting more haunted sites. Then in Montreal, psychic fair, I decided I was a bit psychic. I was a bit skeptics, by the way, at the beginning. So then in psychic fair, I went in and I sat down and and they were giving free messages. So the psychic asked me if I can come to me. I said, yeah, sure, go ahead. Then she started tapping into my past, and she said there's someone behind you, and he's that and that and that. Then he was murdered in Africa. I didn't know. I said, yeah. I was skeptic, so I got the information, but I didn't give it much attention until I did some research later, and I was blown away that one of my grandfather he used to make shows in Africa, and he was very popular. Then and sometimes he would give free shows for people who could not afford
Right.
the show. Pair of shoes. Then he was poisoned, and that's
Oh, no.
how he died.
Son of a gun. Patrick, you've written a couple of books. One is called Haunted House, and the other is Dreams, Language of the Spirit World. And we have lost our guest this hour. He is joining us from Madagascar. So I would imagine at times we are going to have a few issues. So we're going to take an early break right now, Exo Nation. So please stand by. This is the X Zone. I am Rob McConnell, and Patrick Zakhm and I should be back on the other side of this break. Whatever you do, don't go away.
Are you ready to dive into the mysteries of the unknown? Tune into the electrifying X Zone radio TV show hosted by the one and only Rob McConnell.
I'm Rob McConnell, and get ready for a mind-bending journey through the unexplained phenomenon that surrounds us all. From UFO encounters to cryptids, ghosts, and everything in between, we've got it covered here in the X Zone.
Rob McConnell, the seasoned investigator and renowned radio personality, brings you the most compelling interviews with top experts, authors, and experiencers from around the world. Each episode is an unforgettable exploration into the depths of the extraordinary.
That's right, Exo Nation. Join me every week as we open the door to the supernatural and explore the strange and amazing stories that will leave you questioning everything you thought you knew.
And it's not just radio anymore. With our groundbreaking TV show, you can now witness the sessions unfold right before your eyes. From chilling reenactments to captivating visuals, prepare yourself for a multimedia experience like never before.
With a legacy spanning over 2 decades, the X Zone Radio and TV show with yours truly, Rob McConnell, is your ultimate source for mind-blowing entertainment and thought-provoking discussions. Join our growing community of truth seekers as we continue to unlock the world's mysteries.
So, why wait? Step into the X Zone and embark on a journey that will challenge your beliefs, ignite your curiosity, and keep you on the edge of your seat.
Remember, X Zone Nation, the truth is out there, and it's waiting for you right here on the X Zone Radio and TV show with yours truly, Rob McConnell. Don't miss a minute of the action.
Tune in now on your favorite radio station or visit xzoneradiotv.com to join the adventure. The X Zone Radio TV show with Rob McConnell, where reality meets the unknown.
The X Zone Radio TV show, unraveling the secrets of the universe, one episode at a time. For more information, visit www.xzoneradiotv.com.
Welcome back, everyone. Patrick Zakhm is back with us. And Patrick, before we before we had a little bit of a technical glitch there, I was telling our audience that you've written 2 books. The first book is entitled Haunted House, and the second book, Dreams, the Language of the Spirit World. Let's talk about dreams. How did you come to the conclusion that dreams were the language of the spirit world?
Yeah, I used to have a lot of prophetic naps, premonition. For example, I'm going somewhere. I did not know what was going on first, but it was it turned out to be someone is forcing me to sleep, so they can show me symbolically and metaphorically what is coming up ahead in experiences. Okay, so I would sleep 2 minutes, 3 minutes, and I will be shown in imagery, in symbols and metaphors, what is up ahead in experiences, emotional experiences, and I would have the choice of going through it or avoid it.
Now, one of the questions that I'd like to ask you that you sent us that I found very interesting are the jinns. What are the jinns?
Yeah, these are beings that were created before the human race from smokeless fire. So that means you cannot see them, you can feel them when they are near you, and they intervene in everything going on in the physical plane. For example, someone had an accident and he comes out scratchless. He has no scratch whatsoever. They come in and they take they take the hit. They absorb the hit. So it all depends on your karma, if you're protected or not. But they always work in the background. You don't see them, but they're always in the background, and they have abilities above us.
Can we communicate with the jinns?
Yeah, you can communicate. They all communicate telepathically. So there are all kind of races, all kind of, and you can communicate through telepathy only.
And what kind of role do these jinn play in our daily lives?
Yeah, they play everything, everything you can think of connected to the human race. They can protect you. They can bring you all kind of things. They can bring you happiness. They can bring you good health. They can also take you away. They can kill you also.
Really?
So they are the one who work in the background. Yes.
Is there any reference in any historical book or any religious book that confirms the existence of the jinn?
Yeah, in Muslim religion, they are very very known, and everyone talks about them all the time. We have them also in Christianity. We call them demons, but we call them
Right.
all. We put them all under the bad category, but they're not all bad. Some of them are. Okay, there are races within the race that are bad, but the majority are good, just like human race. So the bad ones are demons, but not all of them are demons. You know?
In your opinion, Patrick, after doing the psychic work and soul communication that you've done, is death the end of existence?
No. That's is only the end of the physical body, the tool that the soul uses to interact in the physical plane. Okay, we all come here on mission to learn new things, and to interact with the physical plane, we need the body. So we have the physical body. We create the physical body based on the character of the soul, meaning that everyone is different from outside. But if you can read the physical expression outside, you can tell what kind of soul is inside.
Right.
Okay. So there's no death. We are only here visitors. We don't belong to this plane, by the way.
So what happens to us when we die?
So when we die, we there are different spiritual planes of purification. So depending on how you lived your life here, if you followed your heart, you have no problem. You'll cross these planes of purification with zero problems. But if you followed your ego, if you were selfish, if you were egotistical person, and you followed the material temptation of the physical plane, you're gonna be stuck in these planes, and you're gonna be and years can go by. There's no time there. Like centuries can go by, and you can still be stuck in these planes until you become purified and detached from the physical plane.
In your opinion, what is the purpose of life?
Life is we are beings from the light. We only evolve by going through life experiences. Okay, so each life we go in it, bring us forward to perfection, if you like. So all these lives we have thousands and thousands of lives,
Right.
and all these lives we have learned new things. So now we are the products of past lives.
All right, stand by. We have to take our next break. Exonation Patrick Zakhm is our special guest, and his website is montrealparanormal.com, and we'll both be back on the other side of this break. Don't go away.
So I was watching the X Zone TV channel last night when I was abducted by aliens, and they kept repeating to me over and over again, simultv.com, simultv.com.
What's simultv.com?
That's what I asked them. They had it written on the side of their UFO.
How do you spell that?
UFO.
No, I mean simultv.com.
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 Right. simultv.com.
Interesting that you were abducted by aliens in a simultv.com UFO last night.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. Now that you mention it, I remember now last night I was awakened from a deep sleep. My great-grandmother was standing there. She said she'd come from the hereafter to tell me about simultv.com. She even spelled it out for me.
simultv.com, sonny boy.
simultv.com.
simultv.com, sonny boy.
Wow.
Yeah.
Guys, you'll never guess what my psychic guru just told me.
simultv.com.
Exactly. Are you guys psychic too?
Of course.
We all know about simultv.com.
simultv.com.
And welcome back, everyone. Patrick Zakhm, our special guest. And Patrick, what is your take, or what is your opinion on aliens from other worlds?
Yeah, aliens exist since the beginning of times, before our apparition on the physical, by the way. And they also work in the background. And they don't intervene in our life, but they are always watching around us. You can see them also in the sky at night, hiding in hiding form. You don't see them clearly, but they are watching from the sky. And they
So
are
how
part
can
of
we
our lives.
how can we see them if they're hiding?
Well, you have to first you have to forget everything you were taught in school about what you see above you at night.
Okay.
So, for example, I want to ask you a question. When you go out night in a clear night and you look up, what do you see, Rob?
I see stars. I see the different universes. I see the moon. I see the
Are you
planets.
sure these are stars? Yeah. Are you sure these are stars? What you see?
Well, I would.
So
I
there's
believe they are.
Yeah. This is what we are thought, but there's these are something else, not
They are.
stars. Yeah, and I have things that I get sometimes impulses that makes me go out and take pictures at night with no reason at all, and I catch all kind of things. You can see them like in cloaked, if you like, in hiding. But you have to. I follow my intuition and my spirit guides, and I would go out and take pictures, and most of the time I'll be catching things, alien craft. You can see them; they are alien crafts. So that's why I have a screen behind me to show you some of what I cut, if you like.
Oh, we really can't see it that clear, my friend. And
Okay.
your audio and video are breaking up sometimes as well.
Yeah, okay, it's okay.
So,
So I have cut many things, and you can over time you can you become to believe that they are everywhere, not only visiting sometimes, but they are all the time with us, watching us from a distance. But
why are they? Why are they here, Patrick?
Well, they are curious about us. So I don't think there are many planets with so much life in one place. So many different kind of lives in one place, and they are very curious about us.
So why don't they just make themselves known to everyone?
Yeah, they can see that we're not ready for that kind of interaction yet, but with time they're gonna be little by little showing themselves up. As you have noticed, there are a lot of people catching UFOs all the time from Mexico, Brazil, everywhere. So they are a little bit uh, coming into light. So because people don't believe in that, so they cannot come right away.
Excuse me.
You have to come slowly.
Right.
People are not ready for this kind of things.
Have you ever met an alien?
Well, I have, like I said, I have a spiritual windows that open. I have a spiritual window that opens above me, and sometimes they come and stand in it. This is how I communicate with souls, and also it seems that the aliens also can communicate in the same way.
Fascinating.
I can tell you some of my experiences if you like.
Please, yes, please share them.
Yeah. Okay. One time, I this was in 2014. I was in Paris. Just when I got into my room, it was around 10:30 a.m. When I got inside, all of a sudden my spiritual window opens and I see this being. It's a big head, very perfectly round. It's a female. I right away felt she's a female. Her skin is like a very light orange. She has big eyes, and she has insignia here on her on the right side of her head.
Right.
So she was alive and moving around, but just like So she would turn and look just like someone on the balcony, and behind her I could see either two planets or two satellites. I'm not sure exactly. Sorry, either two planets or two moons. They were behind. That's how I knew she's coming from different from outside the physical plane, from outside the planet.
I see.
And she's 24 hours. I could see her 24 hours until the next day. She's in the window, moving, and she seems to have something in her hand. I don't know whether she was carrying it for me or not, but she was carrying something in her hand. And so the 24 hours the next day, same times, 10:30, 11, she was gone.
And have you seen her since?
No, not. I haven't seen her, but I have made contact with another type of alien beings also, and this was a few years later. It was around 2:30 in the morning. I was preparing myself to go to bed. Then all of a sudden, my spiritual window opens, and I see one being. I didn't know they were giants. I put this exercise on my website. So this being was standing, and there was some another being that looks like him just behind him on his left side standing, and there was like a smoke coming. It's like a Saturn rings, in front of them. Huh?
Right.
So I was blown away. What is that? I'm not used to making contact with in this fashion, huh? Because I use a window to communicate with souls, not with aliens. Anyway, I lie down on my bed, and it's a long story. I told them I'm very tired. I want to sleep a bit. Then I come back and talk to you later. So as I close my eyes, a few minutes, then I woke up. The same being that was standing in the window turned. He was sideways. Okay. And in this way, I could see that he's not he's thin. He's not. It's like a robot, but it's not a robot. Huh? It's like he's made of insects, if you like. His body is insects. Huh? So he looked like he was the dark brown, reddish color, and on his legs I could see there was 5 spheres on each leg. It's like a bee, it carries a pollen
Right.
on the
Yes.
back of her legs, the bee. So he had 5 on each leg. So he moved a bit. I could see a little bit of his legs. Then he disappeared. This area disappeared. He didn't want to show himself. I could still see the upper part of his body. So this state communication stayed for several days. Every day he would come and stand at the window. Then little by little, I told him who I was. Then I asked him his name. He said something very short. It's like a sound. He made a sound. Okay. I don't know, something like that. But I couldn't understand what he said. Then he started ducking, like bending down. It's like I was an insect in front of him. Huh? This is how I discovered that he was a giant. Huh? He would bend down and look at me. Then he pulled back. This is like in a movie, it's crazy. So
Sure.
this things kept coming every day, every 4 or 5 days. When I called them, they would come. Then one day, all of a sudden, he was, by the way, he's like 15, 20 meters long. Okay, when he bent down, I could have an estimate of what his height. Then one day his face came, and he became flat above me. Okay, his face only is like a 2 meter long, and he has perfectly round eyes, and he will look at me and with affection. So when I talk to him, his eyes opens and look at me. Then when I stop talking to him and occupied by other things, his eyes would close and goes into like a sleep mode. So it was very very weird interaction with. So this kept on for 4 or 5 days. Then I stopped communicating with them.
All right, Patrick.
Very weird.
Well, I want to thank you so much for joining us, and Exo Nation. I'll be back on the other side of this break as we continue. We're having a bit of a technical issue with Patrick's audio and video feed. We'll have to get Patrick back on when we can get a stable feed from him. He's in Madagascar, and we thank him so much for joining us. Too bad we just couldn't continue this fascinating conversation about a giant-sized bee. Okay, we'll be back on the other side of this break. Oh, don't go away.